Welcome to Talkpoint, your trusted source for verified, balanced, and fact-based reporting news from across the United States and around the world. In a major humanitarian breakthrough, 20 hostages held by Hamas have been released following an internationally mediated deal that involved Egypt, Qatar, and the United States. The agreement represents one of the most significant steps toward easing the ongoing conflict and opening new paths for humanitarian relief inside Gaza. According to verified reports from Reuters, the Associated Press, and the BBC, the freed group includes 13 Israeli civilians, 5 dual nationals, and 2 foreign aid workers. They were transferred to the International Committee of the Red Cross, who escorted them through the Rafah Crossing into Egypt before being taken to Sheba Medical Center in Israel for medical evaluation and family reunions. Israeli authorities have confirmed the successful handover and described the operation as part of a temporary 48-hour ceasefire, negotiated to allow both the release of hostages and the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. The Israeli Prime Minister's office called the development a step in the right direction, while emphasizing that all efforts to secure the release of all remaining hostages are still ongoing. In Washington, Secretary of State Antony Blinken praised the coordination between Egypt, Qatar, and US officials, calling the release a product of tireless diplomacy and partnership. He added that the United States will continue to support efforts aimed at maintaining calm, expanding humanitarian access, and working toward a long-term ceasefire. The Qatari Foreign Ministry confirmed its mediation role, stating that the exchange was a humanitarian gesture aimed at protecting innocent lives. Officials stressed that further progress would depend on adherence to the current ceasefire conditions and continued dialogue between all parties. According to reports from the Times of Israel and Al Jazeera, the temporary truce has also allowed for the delivery of critical supplies into Gaza. Over 60 humanitarian trucks carried food, water, and medical supplies and fuel entered through the Rafah Crossing, the first major aid delivery in weeks. Hospitals across Gaza, including Al-Quds hospitals, have seen resumed partial operations after receiving fuel and medical equipment. The United Nations and humanitarian agencies welcomed the development. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the release of hostages and delivery of aid must mark the beginning of sustained humanitarian relief and a path toward peace. Aid organizations, including the World Health Organization and UNRWA, warned, however, that the humanitarian crisis remains severe, with more than 1.5 million displaced civilians still in urgent need of assistance. Analysts from the Brookings Institution and the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace described this exchange as a measured breakthrough, noting that while the release is a significant milestone, deep political and security divisions remain unresolved. The question that long-term peace will depend on continued diplomatic engagement, regional cooperation, and the willingness of all sides to sustain humanitarian commitments. Public reaction across Israel has been emotional and deeply unified. In Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, families and supporters gathered in city squares to light candles, wave national flags, and welcome the news of hostages return. Many expressed relief but also urged Israeli leaders to continue diplomatic efforts to bring home the remaining captives, believed to number around 100. Regional leaders, including those from Egypt and Jordan, have called for maintaining the ceasefire and expanding the framework for future negotiations. European Union officials also praised the mediation, arguing all sides to seize this opportunity to move from short-term relief to a sustainable peace progress. As of today, talks are continuing behind closed doors in Cairo, Jerusalem, and Doha. Officials describe the discussions as productive but fragile, with hopes that more hostages could be released in the coming days if the current truce holds. This development has brought a moment of hope in an otherwise devastating conflict, a reminder that diplomacy and humanitarian coordination can still deliver progress even amid crisis. This is Talkpoint, bringing you verified, fact-based coverage of global affairs, US diplomacy, and the stories shaping our shared world. Stay informed, stay engaged, and subscribe for continuing updates on international developments and the matters.